Hi, Gene Basler here. I'm at the Houston Arboretum and Nature Center, and this probably short, but you never know with me, video is about diseases and insects that harm and kill trees as they're found in nature. And I want to talk about this very briefly, just to gauge interest and see if anybody really wants me to expound on or expand this topic, because understanding the pests and diseases that plague us in the urban and suburban landscape setting is probably incomplete unless we see what it is that they do out here in nature. And so like for example, let me see if I can zoom in on the bare bark, naked bark of this pine tree. Okay, this pine tree died some years ago and is still standing. The bark is sloughed off. There's sawdust at the base of it from the either Sawyer beetle or Myoplatypus ambrosia beetle, or both. I didn't see any evidence down low of Ips beetle, so it could have been killed by a pine bark beetle. Higher up, don't know. Not the sort of thing that is dealt with. Over there farther back we have a long since dead pine tree that has fallen over and is hung up in some neighboring trees. Here we have a long since dead elm tree with hypoxylon canker. We see that quite often in the suburban landscape, widely regarded as a weak, opportunistic perimortem and postmortem pathogen. There's nothing we can do about it. We can maybe have only a small glimpse into the history of the tree. Maybe try to piece together some of the stress agents that acted upon the tree to cause it to die. Hypoxylon is one of those ubiquitous pathogens that's just found everywhere, and only can attack a tree when it's weak enough. I have seen it on live trees, so I've kind of gone myself. Trees that have, still alive 3-4 years after the first time I saw it on there. So I've gone from kind of calling it postmortem to perimortem. Now this is definitely these mushrooms, these fungal fruiting structures. Those are fungal attackers that help us in nature. They help decompose the wood and render the nutrients contained therein available for the the next stage in the life cycle of the forest. So I've very briefly mentioned a couple of insects and a couple of diseases, and we could explore this topic further. Let me know what y'all think. Thank you.